do you find older DJs welcoming?
Majority of them are cunts.
Get off that fence.
Because we're two fellas just breaking through, two young lads going to do their own thing, and like, they've had this stigma around the whole scene.
We played at a festival mate in Wales, right? And there was this guy, and you would probably know his name.
Tom Jones.
So I'm not going to know.
Oh!
So he's an old school DJ, right? Behind the decks, kneeling down, and he was going to us, look at them, and what's wrong with your back? You don't need to kneel down, no. Who do you think you are, no? He shook your man's hand, he only had 4 fingers.
Fuck, you're going to know who it is now. For fuck's sake, me, don't say about the fingers, don't say about the fingers.
That's what happens when you're a cunt.
Sippers get ready, when people get ready. Sippers get ready for tea with me.
Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into this episode, let me just tell you a couple of little things. Number one, patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. We're knocking it out of the park over there. If you want to become an official sipper, you get how much stuff? All the stuff. Bonus episode on Mondays. You get live stream on a Friday. Here's also what you get. You get exclusive tickets to certain events. And I'm talking about, for example, tomorrow night after this episode comes out, the roast of Willie T. We are going to the Black Box and roasting Willie. Not in the way you would want. We're going to be doing it verbally. We're going to be saying all nasty things about each other. That is a Patreon exclusive. Tickets went out in Patreon. Sold out quicker than a...
Yeah.
So you can come to things like that if you're a sipper, if you're on the Patreon, and then when we film that and it will go out as Patreon exclusive, the only way you can watch it is by being on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast. We are sponsored by none other than Dan?
Manscaped.
Correct. Manscaped. The number one in men's below the belt grooming. God, we love these guys. If you've thought it, they've done it. You ever look at your balls or someone else's and go, God, they could do with being toned? Manscaped. You ever looked at someone's balls and thought, oh, they could do with a wipe? Ball wipes. You ever looked at your balls and thought these need to be cleansed? Give me an amen. Then go to manscaped.com. They have everything you can think of. They've got the Lawnmower 5.0. I remember the Lawnmower 1. You had to get your dad to help you to start it it had a petrol engine. Nowadays, seamlessly, I don't even know how these things work, but you press a button and it goes on and there's a light. There's wireless charging technology. You could do this thing in the dark. You could do this in your auntie's cupboard. Manscaped.com have it all. Use the code TEAWITHME if you want to be a modern man for 20% off and free. Not Tea With Me if you want to be a modern man. The code is Tea With Me for 20% off and free shipping. This episode of the Tea With Me
sponsored by our show at the Waterfront.
Also our show in the Waterfront Hall, 29th and 30th of November. 29th sold the F out. 30th headed that way. Great guests. Stand up. If you're at the Wall Garden podcast in Bangor, you'll know that the live podcasts are unbelievable. You can get tickets in the link in the description. On this episode of the Tea With Me podcast, my guests are a music duo, couple of DJs from North Belfast. These guys have been blowing up for a long time. They play all over the world and been aware of them for some time. And then we thought, why not just get them on the pod? Because it's fun when we go slightly outside of comedy. But two hilarious guys telling us about how they got started and what it's like being a DJ from here in 2024. Great crack with Symmetrik. Please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast. Yeah. Tony, lads, cheers for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Absolute
First time in
pleasure.
Hollywood, or do you know the town? Like,
We've been in here a couple of times. We've had lunch in Suter's place.
Cross the road there.
Yes.
Lovely wee spot.
A couple of months ago. But we're never really around here much. Like.
are you both from North Belfast?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Woodville.
I was supposed to do the festival years ago. I think that you mentioned Woodville and that siren started. There was
someone says the word fuck.
They had comedy at the festival like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Willie Thompson did, a couple other boys.
Actually,
for whatever reason they couldn't do it. But I think that it was like a giant stage.
Yes.
They were like, it was unreal. But like 20 people were there for the stand up because I think everyone was going for the music.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
It's funny you say
Is
that.
that
I mean,
every
that's actually one of the first big gigs we had was in the Woodville Festival, coming out of lockdown, and it was unreal, mate. That's like, I'd say that's where like stuff started to like
Where
proper
things started.
change for
We
us.
both
Like,
grew up in that park as kids, and then we went and done the gig there before, and then we were able to bring our brand a year after. So we actually had our brand started and done our own show with our own lineup.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this is actually happening. Like the dream is happening here. You know.
The hometown gig, like
they're getting closer, aren't they?
this is what happens when boys from
Contacts.
when boys from North Belfast come to Hollywood. It's just the police got to be sure. I'd love to do like I'd never been able to do really like a hometown show here in Hollywood, because the only venue we kind of have for it would be the Leisure Centre, and it's a council venue, so they don't want to run like a gig at night.
Is that where you're from, man?
Yeah,
Hollywood,
yeah, but I want to do something, but I've just never been able
Never.
to, because home gigs are class.
Something,
there's
something
something
special,
about them,
even
yeah.
just being in, like when we do shows in the Telegraph, we do shows all around the UK and stuff and beyond, but when you go and do that home show in the Telegraph and the family and stuff comes down,
Yeah.
it's
special,
mate.
mate.
What was
It's
it? What was
different.
the first live, not together or whatever? What was the first time you ever played music in front of a crowd?
It was my sister's 18th.
Right.
And she's 27th now, and I DJ'd at her party, and I was like 15.
I think the
What-
first
What were
gig-
you just going by your own
I
name?
was sitting banging it out on the grannies were hitting it. Didn't have a clue, you know what I mean?
My first gig was in like Sandy Row Rangers.
Right.
So it was
Just
I can
again,
actually remember it,
DJ.
mate, working in Sports Direct. Didn't even have a set of headphones. Got booked for a gig. Went to TK Maxx across the road from Sports Direct. Went down and bought a pair of headphones. Played that
Was
night.
it?
That was it.
And what names did you go by at first? Or
Just
was
our
it
own
your
names.
own name?
Just while you were like,
I called myself D-Mac at
Right.
the time.
Because
But
you
we
can't.
both had solo, like done our own solo thing, and then that was like, we just messaged each other one day and we were like, listen, we'll just start something together here. And then
What-
that's how we formed
Do you remember what the
Symmetrik.
first song you played was?
Together?
No,
Or
but like
just
when
on
you're
our own?
DJing by yourself, what was the song you put in where you go, they're gonna love this?
that's a good
That's a
question.
good question. It's a good
It
question.
has to be mainly like. Were you
Maniac
talking like?
2000
Is
or
it
something.
was it the first time you were DJing? Is it like Clubland kind of stuff?
It would have been like more old school trancey stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like more.
Clubland
yeah.
EV, aye.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I couldn't tell you, like, first, can barely remember.
It
the
was
first
years
one.
ago. Like,
Yeah. DJing like the buzz off that must be unreal.
It's phenomenal, mate. It's like probably when you're standing up doing stand up, do you know what I mean? You get a good reaction off a joke.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the feeling, mate. It's so
Because
good.
we
like,
did it years ago. During COVID, actually, me and my mate Dave did a show in Radio Ulster, and we just played dance music because it wasn't supposed to be that.
Yes.
And then everyone was just in shit form. It was proper lockdown, but the weather was unreal. So we asked them, we were like, could we just play old school dance? Because that's like the music I love.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not like an expert at all. Like, if you mention anything other than the 30 well-known old school dance tracks, I won't have a clue what I'm talking about. But that's what we were playing, like No Limits and Mr. Vane,
proper
Sandstorm, all the cheesier sort of
Cheesy
stuff
stuff,
that
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
would know. And then that was our show then every week, and it was
Class.
brilliant. And I was then getting offers to go and DJ places. Because they were like, because it was outdoor, and they were like, "Will you come and do this for us live?"
Did
and
you?
no, because I was
Mate,
like,
you shut up.
I don't know how to do it.
Nearly drops a wee joke.
Do you know what I think I'd be good? Do you know what I think I'd be good at this year? But then I couldn't do any of the stuff, so I'd just be standing
Pre-recorded
for an
just?
hour and a half. Like
Oh,
this.
Jesus pose.
Nah, I couldn't. We did talk about doing like, because Kelly's in Portrush had an outdoor thing,
Yes,
like
the
a big
barn,
tent,
yeah.
and
Seen
they
that.
were going, we'll get a DJ that who knows what they're doing to do all the heavy lifting, and you can just like mess about a bit. But I didn't want to like.
Smell and wave.
I feel like it'd be like disrespecting DJs or something if I did
Coming
it.
in.
I just couldn't
Look
do
at
it.
me, I'm fucking comedian. Take your gig.
Yeah, I couldn't do
That
it.
would have been funny though. I'm sure
Unreal.
we got a good
Class.
laugh, but
And then I didn't want to get like known for that. I didn't want to be people coming to gigs, see me do stand up, and being like, when are you going to do me?
Oh, wait, when you
2000?
mixing?
But yeah.
I fuck that.
So how'd you just get together then? We just mates?
We knew each other in school, mate. He was the year above me in school, and then we had like decks and stuff, like a music room in our school.
Oh, why? Because
So we
normally
could
it's
go and
like
mix.
cellos and all.
I know.
Yeah,
like,
big shout out to our school as well. Like they're heavily influencing music. Like from us for being a young age, they had
That's
the best of equipment in the
Like,
music room, and
had
were
like
able to
a
do
someone actually
music
coming
production
in.
for GCSE and all. So
Do you know
you could
Gleave
drop-
Dabbin? Do you know Gleave
Yeah,
Dabbin? He came in every
old school
Friday,
DJ.
and he would have like taught us every Friday, like how to mix and like a wee bit on production. And no one was really arsed on the production in school, like, you know,
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
just wanted to
Everyone, I feel like when I was growing up, everyone had decks. I didn't, but like everyone had decks.
Yeah.
But people didn't necessarily know how to use them, but
yeah.
everyone had them. So let me take a quick minute to tell you that this episode of the podcast is sponsored by our friends at BetterHelp. You know, I always think I would like to learn a language. I mean, I know one, right? But like an extra one, you know? But then I think, you know, you can only learn things when you're a kid. So I always put it off and go, I'd love to do that, but that's something I'll never have time or be able to do. I'd also like to play guitar. You know, my kids, they learn things, they run about, we teach them new things, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I get to an age where you just shouldn't learn things. What I say about an old dog. But I'm not a dog, but if there's something you want to do, you know, whether it's you wanna beat your dad in badminton, or you know, you want to learn Mandarin, therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder, because your back to school era can come at any age. You know, what's something I learned? I'm sure I learned something recently. Boxing. I learned how to box. I thought I did, and then I watched it back, but I didn't know how to do that, and then I put on some boxing gloves, because we're doing it for the Comedians Charity Boxing, which I've never mentioned, and it's one of the best things I've ever done. And I had that feeling where I said to myself, why have I not been doing this like my whole life? Like, why did I not take this up when I was 11 or 12? And for me, a big one is like drama and acting and stuff. I would love to have done that when I was really young, but I was worried what people would say about it and all that kind of thing. Whether or not you've been in therapy personally, or you know someone who has, BetterHelp is a great way to go, because you don't go to a place to do it. You can do it at home. If what they do is they match you up with a registered licensed therapist, and here's the beauty of this: see if you feel like you guys don't connect, you can change anytime for no additional cost. It's entirely online and it's convenient and flexible to your schedule. BetterHelp. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. You go to betterhelp.com/teawithme today, and you can get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/teawithme. Of course, the link is in the description. Let's get back into this episode. So that's cool, like school actually.
That it was in school, so
heavily
showed you
influenced,
that's
yeah.
what we
Sort of
done
brought us
on
together
our,
that way,
on our
didn't it?
free periods.
So
and
were you
stuff,
dropping it? Would you be dropping a set at lunchtime or anything like that?
do you know what I mean? Just in mixing. Where's Curtis? Where's Dee? And fucking just
Free
going
periods.
up in the decks. Like, that's where we were. You know.
Scratching was when I was growing. Everyone had like a cousin who could scratch on decks, and it was unreal. Loved
Everyone
it.
had a cousin.
It just like, I think when you were that age, just below going out drinking age, as in going out the bar, when you're maybe like 12, 13, 14. I feel like every Friday or something we'd be in someone's house just
Partying?
sitting. No, just sitting, watching their big brother, just some 17-year-old scratching. You're like, this is fucking unreal. It's the coolest guy of all time.
My cousin can scratch better than yours.
The ex, I love it. I look at that and go, I can tell you might go, oh, you could, at something like I couldn't master. I don't have the brain to work out how to do that many things at once.
We find it so easy now, mate. We find like doing the live
gigs.
gigs, like during the weeks are hard work.
Right.
Seeing you
Making
go
the
and play a
music.
show at the weekend, that's for us it's like the easiest part.
Yeah.
And it's like our fun side where people see it as our work, where the weekend we're going and playing shows, we're seeing that as a break.
Like
We're
our
having
Monday
fun,
to Fridays,
you know?
I work like going and
Doing the
trying out
shows,
new
the
sounds,
content,
production.
seeing what's going to work for the next crowd, or trying to come up with fresh ideas. Like, that's our proper work, and then like us going and testing the music we made at the weekend is the fun part. You know?
Right, right.
That's what it is.
And then when you got like at school, you both had an interest in that, and then how did you just go, let's do this together?
We sort of had solo careers as well when we left school, and then we just messaged each other one day. We were both sort of doing the same thing, and we were like, do you know what, why don't we just start something up together here, fuck it.
Nah.
And then we were like, we'll come up with a name. What we'll come up with, right, we sort of look like each other. We'll say parallel or symmetrical, and then
Everyone
we were like,
just kept saying
right,
he's brothers.
he's
you
brothers,
think, so
you
we
know
Right.
what I mean? So we're like, right,
roll
we'll
with
go symmetric with a K, fuck
Right.
it, and it stuck.
Just
you know
didn't
what I
go
mean?
back, mate.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Just
That's been it, and then
we're
we're in their 6th year now.
What was like some of the starting out, because like with stand up, everyone has horror gigs at the start,
yeah, big
and
time.
you can still be capable of a real bad one, but
aye.
like you used to have more horrific experiences than good ones way back in the day. So what was one of the first ones you did where you were like, this is not what I want to be doing? Like, did you get somewhere?
There's bound to be a good one.
I know.
We've done one that I'm not saying the name, because it's in
Well, I know,
Belfast,
yeah.
like.
Well, I know. Go
But
ahead.
we went in, like, and it was like our second year in, and there was a pizza oven
Oh yes.
right beside Dax,
Right.
and there was like 5 people there, and I was like, just looking at the pizza, and I was like, this isn't for us. Like, this is a saying, there's a pizza oven, like.
Mate, I
telling
swear
us
to
go
God, I
get
was
a Domino's
standing, I
or
was
something.
standing mixing, and I turned around and looked at him, he had a pizza hat on, he was spinning the dough.
All the sauces and all. I was like, fuck me, this isn't right. Like, deli, it was a DJ booth and a deli counter.
It was insane, like, honestly.
Because that's the thing, no matter how good the songs you're playing are, pizza's always better. It's like, I did a gig in Kilkenny at the festival there, and the guy on before me, it was his birthday, and they were doing like they were going to surprise him on stage, and they brought out cake on stage, this big amazing looking cake, and cut it, and then I was going on, and I was like, I can't compete with cake. See, when cake's been on stage, people go, cake's unreal, bet you it tastes nice, and they're thinking about the cake, and then I'm come on doing my best stuff, and I'm not going to be as good as cake. Do you know what I mean?
It's mad.
And it's
That's
the
the
same with
maddest thing
pizza.
I've ever heard, mate.
Fuck me,
That's the
weird
same-
obsession with kids.
That's the same with pizza. I had like a thing at the start is people would promise you it's going to be unreal. Like bookers and promoters, it's going to be packed. This place is going to be unreal.
Had that a lot of times. Like,
300 people guaranteed, and then you get there and it's just not that. But would you have like, how can you fuck up at the start? Technically, can you knock the music off? Can you?
that's easy done, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
click
still
a
very
one
easily
button,
done
like, you know
now.
what I mean? The press
Still-
of one button, you can turn the music
Yeah.
off, like, and it's still, the also it's easy, but you're still in control of the whole crowd, like, do you know what I mean? So if you do
Yeah.
mess up, like, you're responsible for it, do you know what I mean?
That's how we get away with it in our heads. If we fuck up a mix, we're like, oh, sure, it shows we're live anyway.
At least it wasn't pre-recorded.
Yeah, because
You know what
what would you say DJs that do pre-recorded versus playing live? What
I
percentage?
don't know how to do it.
I know, mate, I couldn't stand there and, like,
They must eat toast
look
with
like
no butter.
I'm doing something, do you know what I mean?
Honestly,
Like,
mate, I swear.
you must eat what? Toast
Toast
with
with
no
no
butter?
butter. I swear, mate.
Just pure
Because-
straight marmalade.
I suppose you're like, what buzz would they be getting off it then?
No, it was. Because you love, see, having that buzz, like, not knowing what you're playing next, and then going, here, why don't we drop this? Or is that
And
vocal?
then the reaction,
And then you
gets
get the reaction,
cold.
like,
Fuck
fuck.
me, that's mad,
But if
you know
you've
what I mean?
pre-recorded that, it could be something coming in next that you
But
don't
not
even
only
like.
that, like, if you're standing there with a full pre-recorded hour mix, like, you're standing there, like, what are you meant to be doing?
Yeah.
You're just trying
Oh,
to
I
cut
can
shit
make it
and
look
go-
like that's what I need.
You know what I mean? But
I pre-record a mix and you go over and you just here's the do this. If it's all pre-recorded.
Mate, that's it. You've mastered it.
here, fuck me, you got a telegram next month.
And they have to make it look like it's not quite going right.
Aye. Questioning yourself.
Turn up
and all.
now, is it?
Got it mastered.
Give her there, all wee point now. What's
Have you ever seen Mel B from the Spice Girls and Mel C DJing in Ibiza in Cafe Mambo? Nah, that's the worst thing you'll see. People are like,
Did
this
you
is
see that?
Did you see that
celebrity
one at
DJ.
Tomorrowland? Was it your woman Grimes? You called her. And
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
some woman, she played it, blonde girl, she played it Tomorrowland, but basically she completely messed the whole shit up. Went on the mic and all, I was like, they haven't given me the right thing and all, I can't add this. She's going, I can't add this sum up and all, the way his track and all needs to be mixed in, as if it was like Maz.
Right.
And she was like, they've given me the wrong equipment and just walked off stage. But like, you're booking big people, like, cause she's like a model, so
Right.
they've booked a model to go and DJ,
Right.
hasn't a clue on the main stage of Tomorrowland, and then
It's
you know what I
then
mean?
going on the mic and saying stuff like that. You're just showing.
making it easier or something.
You're just showing. Like, that's it. You're just making it 10 times worse.
I suppose it's like stand up in a way of like there's people who will have a word for word set, so they have an hour long show and they'll say it the same night,
Yeah.
every word the same. I don't know how, personally I don't know how you'd enjoy that as the act, because it's just like a monologue. It's just
Yeah.
like you're reciting a piece, whereas I like to have loads of moments where I know I need to get from here to here, but I don't know what I'm going to say to do it. Or
Yeah.
you can come up with a new bit as you're saying it, and then that excites me.
Yeah.
And I'm that cracks me up a bit because it's a new bit.
Yes.
So I look like I don't know what's coming next, and I do have a rough idea. Like you probably have a
Yes, it's like you
track
probably
list,
like,
but but you can throw it out the window if you need to.
Yeah, like you probably prepared like, a couple of jokes before. We
Yeah.
would prepare like a couple of like, say double drops. So like mixing, not that sort of double drop by the way. Like,
I know a double
like
drop.
mixing like
Drop
another
twice.
track, mixing another track with another track. You know what I mean? So it's like dropping together, and like we'll prepare that. So like you
Will
have
you
to
ever do a triple drop?
Depends how you're feeling. Like you know what I mean? Depends on the occasion.
But it's like us having that track, or you having that wee line there where you don't know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
And you've sort of had it in your head, and you go, right, I'll throw it in, and it goes off. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
like,
like,
yes.
it's like us with a
Jesus,
track,
I'm a
we're like,
genius.
is this going to work or not? And you throw it in, you go, boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It works. So it's just like that live aspect of everything, isn't it? It
Yeah.
just it adds up. Like,
So what was the first gig you did together when you decided you're going to be a duo?
we've done a couple of ones.
Would have
like,
been like in the
in
bat
the
or
bat,
something.
in the
wouldn't
bat
it?
in the town, like a couple of club ones. But like the first initial big gig was in the Woodville Park, because
Yeah.
we sort of formed up, had a couple of club shows, and then COVID hit. So it was
Right.
like 2 years. But we went in the studio, grafted, made all this new music, and then first gig back was Woodville Park.
like it was
So you
like,
had the
I mean?
following ready for
Built
when
up
that
for that
yes,
show,
yes,
ended.
because like during lockdown as well, like loads of DJs stopped posting on social media, obviously because there was no gigs, but we weren't really getting any gigs anyway, so we were like, we've nothing to
Just
lose
you,
here, so we
and
were just
David
like,
Guetta were the only ones. Shout out to George Floyd.
no, but we basically had no gigs anyway, because we had only started like just before lockdown,
Yeah.
so maybe had like 5 gigs, and then we just started making loads of music. And we were like, right, we've nothing to lose here. Just start
Fuck
making
it, yeah.
music flat out. Start posting more content on social media. So like coming out of that, we were like ready. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We had a bit
yeah.
of a fan base there, and
Yep.
then we done that gig, and then that just like sort of changed everything.
Yeah.
Started getting bookings across the water and stuff, and it was just classic.
I remember when he did that rooftop gig. It's one of those things I look back on and go, did I make that up? You know, in lockdown, it was a wild time.
I
You
know.
can't remember what was real, what's not. And him doing that rooftop gig, I still don't know if that's real life. That and I can't say it. There's a song someone locally released to support a movement that was happening at the time, and it lived.
I was going to say 2 words there, but I'll give it away.
Put the mic down a sec.
No, is that the song we're talking about? No, fuck's sake.
Should have cut the makeup for
Fuck's sake, no way. I told you, like, I was just going to start dropping like randomly. Oh, I feel like a genius here, made a comedian laugh.
What was your setup when you first started, like, you know, getting the production and all that sort of thing together? Was it one of your houses
Yeah,
and a
I
laptop?
was just
or-
chatting about that earlier on, mate. I bought an 8 foot by 8 foot shed years ago, and it was bought for music
I don't
production.
even know if that's a massive
It's
shed
not
or a
big,
tiny
mate.
shed.
It's not
See,
big
if I
at
said
all.
yours too, mate, couldn't swing a
Me and
cat
him
on it,
both
like.
6 foot each, so we couldn't lie flat each in it. Know what I mean?
So
Massive.
it's not that we were trying to lie down it, like, we're not to make music, like, but, oh, I mean, fuck you,
Just getting inspiration here.
Yes. So I had that size of shed, so it was fucking tiny, mate. But when I moved into something bigger, but at the time, like, it was like me and him's 2 6'4" fellas in this wee shed sitting like that.
Can I
trying to
brainstorm
write
We
Right.
made
Can I-
some music in it, like.
I
Can I
did
throw an
alright.
Without, like,
Can I throw an idea out there?
yes.
What's the dream venue, right? Because I have an idea. What's the dream venue?
Like over here,
Yeah.
Here, have
it's gotta
to
be Bellside, it's gotta be Ormo
Ormo
Park.
Park, like, yeah.
You start the set in an 8 foot by 8 foot shed on stage
Right.
And then like bust out of it.
because it symbolises where you started.
Right.
And then during a drop,
Good shit.
could even be a quadruple drop.
Don't know if he's.
during-
I said that's a good shout very lately, Eric. I know he's still going. Like.
During the drop, the walls fall
uh,
and you're.
that's actually right. That is a good.
I
shout.
suppose though everyone would need to know the story about the shed, otherwise
I
that's
know,
mental.
people's gonna go, "That's so
They're gonna go.
random."
M2's heads are in the shed.
you go out at the start and you go. When we started, we used to make music in an 8 foot by 8 foot shed.
Yeah.
So when we
Go and have a
sat,
break for
everyone
10 minutes.
Just gonna go in here.
Come back on the shed.
And when we burst out of it, just make sure you all go metal.
It opens up. You're just
change it all.
clanking.
He's knocked himself out on it.
Oh fuck me.
And so was it just like around, like just working at a laptop, or
Just a wee computer, yeah. We had the speakers there, and we just sat and churned it out. We're both working full-time jobs as well at the time.
as
so
what?
I was like a gardener, landscaper.
I
and
was
then
doing like
income.
admin. I was work for like civil service and stuff like that.
So both working 9 to 5 jobs.
Four.
Finish work, home, get your dinner, and then we're straight into the shed every night for
from like
4 or
6 to
5
11.
years.
So it was
Grizzly.
like going to work at 9, stopping at like 5, going up at 6 again, starting at 11. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And
just
it, is the
religiously.
process like, say, well, what? Suppose I don't know, but like, is it like, you know, let's try and make a track like this, or is it you remember a song and you go, we should rework that, like what?
Yeah, I
What-
think it's more just like gathering inspiration. Like, it's we would have maybe at the start we would have been like, let's make a track like this, and like we would have referenced that track. But
Yes.
now it's more like just getting inspiration of like a certain genre or like a sound, and going like, well, how's that made? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Going and seeing
yeah.
how the tune's been made, and then like just diving deeper into it, and then using your own sounds and just being creative. Do you know what I mean? Just like trial and error, really. That's all it
We'll
is.
make different things. Like we'll do remixes, and then we'll make original music, but we'll do it in a different way. So we'll do a remix where we will look at an older classic, get the parts for it, and then make it into our own song. And then when we're making an original track, we'll probably more likely be in a writing camp where we'll be working with other producers and writers and stuff and come up with something original there. So there's just different ways and methods to writing certain types of music from our end. You
You
know?
ever work on something for some reason you can't clear it, or you can't get
Yeah, it happens all the
permission
time.
or
Yeah, it's like
More-
if you use like a sample.
Yeah.
It's happening more and more
More-
often as well, because like loads of stuff sampled. Like even if you use a track like from like 15 years ago, like that's probably been sampled somewhere else, or like, do you know what I mean? So it's just, yeah, you're better off just trying to keep it as original as possible.
'Cause- 'cause that's how I feel like I'm getting old. If I search for a song on Spotify from when I was always listening to music, it brings me the new version of it.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
like 5
Didn't
other
know
versions
existed.
of it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, how can I be this old that this song from my youth has been done twice? Because all those songs now are like, big example, Blue, Eiffel 65. I had no idea that's a Guetta song called
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
Feeling
David I,
Someone.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know.
it just
Baby
feels
Records,
like
right,
it just feels like right now they're redoing all the songs
all of them, mate.
from my
There's
youth.
like no
It's as
other.
if like they're going through like a list
Yeah,
and just going, right, you're next. You're
Yeah.
getting ripped apart.
I can we did a live podcast in the SSE and we brought Mark McCabe out to do Maniac 2000 at the end, because I think from my youth, like, that's the song that just really
Doesn't
does
get
take
old,
me
like-
back.
It doesn't like.
And it's weather. See when
Mark's a legend too. He
He
supports
is,
us
he's
all the time.
a
Mate. We
big
are,
shout
mate.
out to him,
He's
he
on,
does,
on his
mate.
radio show. Like he's a
yeah,
legend.
he was brilliant with us. Like when he came down, like no fuss. Like he was just well up for it. But like when the song comes out, that's when I want to listen to dance. I'm not like a big dance music head at all. But when the weather's good, that's my genre.
Feel good
Especially
vibes.
Especially the old school stuff.
That's it. There's something about it. There's something about it. It's
But then I was never. But the
euphoric-
weird
it's
thing is, I
euphoric
was
for a
never,
reason. Do you know what
I was never going out at that time, because that's music from when I was 8.
Would you
That's
have
what I was
done
going
much
to say.
clubbing?
That's what I was going to
Did
say.
you do
See you
much?
listening back to that on a sunny day, like, not only you enjoying the music, it's a bit of nostalgia too.
Yeah, yeah,
It reminds you of your youth, you know what I
Did
mean?
you
You're
do much
driving.
clubbing? Do you do much clubbing still? I'm not saying that you're
Look
old.
at
Like,
me.
not saying I'm looking at you.
Look
You're
at me.
retired. Like, do you know what I mean? Did you or do you still? No.
You,
None.
no. I would have went out a fair bit, but I wasn't.
He looks like an El Divino type of guy, doesn't he?
No. He looks like an alibi type of guy, doesn't he?
I'd love to deny El Divino, but knee deep every Thursday,
Ah, I knew it, mate.
sitting up in the VIP with turtleneck on.
Love it. Yeah.
Gag.
I that's not what I thought you said there for a split second. I was like, that was wild to say that. But yeah, I would have went out, but it actually was never really about the music for me then. It was just about going out. I wouldn't have gone out to a certain club because I wanted to hear a certain kind of music. Like the music was always secondary now, whereas now I'd rather go and see like a concert or something where it's specifically the music. If
Yes.
that
That's the
makes
way it's
sense.
swaying. That's the way it's
Yeah.
swaying, mate. Like a lot of club shows. Like I read a statistic, there's a certain amount of like 2,000, like 2,000 or 3,000 clubs shut in the UK
Right.
because of COVID. Like people are, even us
That's
seeing it because
mad.
we're in the industry. People are being more swayed towards the bigger
Festivals,
festival
yeah,
shows.
festivals.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
clubbing really isn't a big thing anymore
No.
Right.
at all.
And even like in a big fair, like some of the clubs as well, like they're not really doing that well either. Do you know what I mean? Like it's people
As
just
it were.
wanting to go.
Yeah.
I have like grand
crazy.
ideas where if we're away on holiday or something or on a stag, I go, one night we'll go to the club, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is so different to what I'm thinking in my head. So we went on a stag there in Magaluf and we went to BCM. And I was leading it. I was like, one night we'll just go for it, we'll go to BCM. and it's like it's the age thing. We arrive at 10:30, and I'm like, boys, this is nuts going out at 10:30. Like. And there's
probably
no
early
one there
for
bar
I
us.
think the early eyes. Like,
There was
it's
like
probably
us.
the opening.
There was us and one old guy. There was a guy in his sixth. Like he must have been. He must have been like a millionaire foreign guy, and it was just us and him, and then a couple of other people showed up.
That's
but they're
mad.
like, it gets busy at like 12, 12:30.
Yeah, like people like
I
in a
can't
beef
hack
and
it.
stuff. Like people don't go out until after 1.
I can't hack it.
It's crazy. It's because of the
Major.
price of the drink and stuff as well, and the actual clubs. Like as a punter, people are gonna go and
Get lit
pre-drink. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
Before
yes.
they're gonna spend 100 quid. In a
And I
simple
wouldn't
Lagan
know
Red Bull,
any
you
of the
know what
music. I'd know some of the DJs, but 1 in 4, 1 in 5. I'm not like him. He was the guy, like my friend that was like into dance music back in the day.
Yeah.
But like I was like, it'd be like a fair weather football fan. That's what I would have been like with. I didn't know like the Premier League
I mean?
teams.
Yes.
Whereas he's out listening to like Conference North teams. if that makes sense. I would go to Old Trafford twice a year, and he'd be every week at Blythe Spartans. Do you know what I mean?
He's one of them ones that's like at the match day and goes and watches match.
He's
every
a
day at
season
night
ticket
again.
holder at Hemel Hampstead. You know what I mean?
Oh, brilliant!
But yeah, because like
Outstanding.
yeah, the how since you've got into playing since you started, how's I know how much the comedy industry's changed, but how much has the live music and the dance music scene changed since you started? Has it like gone in an upward trajectory?
I think it
or
has
is
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, it took a wee while to get going, especially just to get its feet on the ground. You know what I mean? But especially over the last year, it's started really picked up again. It has.
And I think there was like, I don't know what it was, but there was also like a stigma around different genres where like you couldn't make a certain genre if you were this type of DJ or that. Do you know what I mean? But everything's coming like as one.
Right.
Like everything's starting to like blend. Like all these different genres are like coming together. You're seeing like different DJs on like techno lineups, and like it's just good to see. Like there's a
More
lot
diversity,
more
isn't
like
there?
diversity in the scene. Yeah.
Right,
So it's class. Like yeah.
So there'd be like maybe snobbery around like, you know, that's
would've
too
been.
commercial or
Yeah.
There would have been, but nowadays no one gives a fuck.
And especially
basically,
over
so-
here, like see in Belfast, like see the scene in Belfast, man, I've never, like everyone's talking about it. Like you look at like us, Dara, Shugs, Billy Gillies, like,
Yep.
do you know what I mean? Probably missed a load there, but like the scene is mad, do you know what I mean? And how much people's coming up at the one time, it's
And
crazy.
it's dance music live dance music seems very similar to comedy in that it's huge in these working class cities in Ireland and like north of England sort of
Yeah,
places.
Glasgow's massive as well.
Like
yeah,
like for us it's like Belfast, Dublin, Glasgow, Liverpool, couple other places like that. And sometimes I speak DJs and they're like, oh, they're the cities like the dance is big into.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
like
would be right.
because we used to always we saw London as like the place for comedy, and now nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe a bit like dance music. As
Yeah, it
well.
is,
Same,
mate. It is
Exactly,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm like, London would be more like, it's still a bit of dance music, but it's more like drum and bass and like proper underground. Like, do you know what I mean? So
I love the idea of clubbing, but I would need to be in like a literal bubble to go there.
see, when we've
Like
been
it- or-
over like a couple of times for writing camps and stuff, mate. I could never live there. Like,
No.
see, everyone's just at a
Too
rush,
busy,
mate.
mate.
I'd
Too
like to
busy.
be suspended above the crowd, but you can't see me, so I can like drink tea.
Need
and
one of them invisibility clips.
I want to
like.
just watch. You know, sound wrong. Sound like a pervert, but I mean, I like the idea of it. But I like see Glastonbury.
Yeah.
I like to stream. I like to watch it at home on the red button. Like that's. I feel like I'm there, but I'm also on my sofa. Like
You're seeing everything as well, like
yeah,
That's
instead
it.
of standing there in the muck.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the different stages and all.
yeah.
I get your
It
point.
just depends. I think either
It's
love
you're
that
up for the,
stuff or you
you're
hate
up for
that
the
stuff,
atmosphere,
you know
but
what I mean?
it's like a football match too.
Yeah.
Why do people buy season tickets when you watch it on the TV?
Yes.
They go because the atmosphere. It's like a gig.
Yeah.
I remember. I did love Energy 106 discos back in the day, in Dundon Bowl.
Ah, yes.
They
I know
were-
about that. We would have been too young for them.
They were under 18 discos, and Energy 106 was the shit. Like it, you listen to it all the time, and they used to bring out CDs, compilation CDs,
Yeah.
and I had loads of those.
I actually heard that actual radio station's coming back again.
Oh,
See the
yeah?
way they used to have it, the actual
Yeah,
energy,
yeah.
that's coming back again.
Because they used to play. It was like Friday or Saturday night. They would have like the chart, and it was brilliant. Maniac 2000 was #1 for months or years,
Class.
but it was great. Then they did these youth discos, and it was unreal. Like, it was
Class.
absolutely brilliant.
Class.
And
I think it's stuff like that that makes the scene so big over here, because like all that sort of music's being drilled in the kids and instilled in them from a young age. Like our parents were listening to that music, and
Yes.
you know, it's like
picking me up.
it's like a
blasting scooter,
generational
jumping
thing.
all
And
over
then
the
I
road,
think
you know
that's
what
why it's producing so many DJs and producers, because the music's in the culture.
Yeah,
and it's like being
yeah.
brought down
Yeah.
by generations, you know,
Yeah.
and then we're all listening to it, and it's just
And as you said, it's like them working class cities. It's as if it's like it's like almost like a culture in
Yeah.
those cities. Do you know what I mean? It's class to see. Like it is.
Scooter, what a guy.
I know.
unreal.
And
We're
he's
doing a
not
gig with
even
him
the
soon.
guy.
Pete Baxter. We're next
Margate.
next week.
We're doing a gig with him. Is it next week?
Well,
September.
I couldn't believe he's like he's on the mic.
Yeah.
He's not on the decks.
No.
That's not because
But
you
like
think a scooter, you
is
think
like
of him.
a full band.
The
The scooter's
band.
like a band almost.
I think
Yes.
the band changes.
There's like a
every-
producer,
Like it's
there's
changed
like-
up every now and again,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
I feel like there has been.
But
a
as long
couple
as he's
different
there.
producers.
He's our.
He's the foreman of it. He's the main man. Like
Because I remember speaking to a promoter who had Scooter over, and I was like, yeah, that guy would be old. Like, I was like, does he take it easy and stuff where he goes on and that sort of thing? They're
he
like,
smokes about 60 fags.
the speaker system they have backstage, like they are just pumping it in their dressing room backstage,
Yeah.
and then go on and
Go
do
on
that
metal,
show.
mate.
But
Is
how
he
like,
German? I think he's German.
yeah,
Ah, crazy.
how do you do it for 30 years?
Like,
I like
I
his
know.
voice box. How's his voice box?
Yeah.
The only
wait.
way you can get that voice is if you smoke 20 Regal a day.
right,
You
yeah.
need
I
to smoke
remember
20 Regal.
we seen him. We were at another festival. It was that one we were doing with him last year.
Ah.
But from a backstage, the time he got to he must have done about 30 fags in. Just put it down. No one had changed. What were
Did you just get chatting to him?
Not really.
Spoke
We
to
asked him
in
for a
the
pic. didn't we?
Telegraph. Spoke to
Yeah.
him in the Telegraph before last year. He was playing Bell Sonic.
Got
in
a
the
pic
after
with him
party.
just. That was it.
I think
wasn't
we
it?
played the after party, didn't we? And then he came round.
It's
Yes.
mental that he still loves it. Like,
I know.
he loves it.
I know.
I'd
See,
seen
to
it
be
be
in the
like
scene
that.
that long, you have to sort of love it, I think.
Oh,
You have
aye.
to be big into
I'd be
it.
so sad if you found out he didn't love it. How bad would you feel if he didn't
You'd
love
be
it?
surprised at a
Pete
few
Baxter.
people. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised at a few people you think love it and they don't.
Just what you mean, like just lose the
love the
passion?
session.
Like
all
and
and
they
don't.
get sort of market themselves like that, but they really don't. Do you know what I mean? Like they get on as if they're
Throwing
like,
the shots over the shoulder. and-
Not even. Not even. There's just a few
That's
people
just
out
why
there.
we're
It's
talking
just-
about that. You know?
Ah.
Say no more. Bingo
Same.
bango. I love how like everyone watching this is going to be like, what are they talking about?
So you mean boys have to be like build their brand on I'm nuts and I just live for the session and being on it, and that's part of the brand, and then privately
I
they're
don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
I
there's a
think it
couple
annoys
people
us
like that.
because we follow a rule of code is just be yourself, and I think it
yeah.
annoys us when you're pretending to be a session and you're not. Just be
Yes.
yourself.
Aye.
Just do your thing, because when people constantly go about all the time trying to be someone they're not,
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work.
yeah.
In this industry,
Who does
as well,
that?
it's like
Oh, a lot of people. Rena, get my notes.
I've actually got a wee list here of people. I actually made one last
scroll.
night.
Actually, I thought about this last night.
No, but you get like there's some people like that brand themselves like that and actually are like that.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Which is good.
Because we're going their sales out, just being
Who
ourselves.
who loves it?
Us.
Who have you
Us.
met? Who have you met that
See,
loves it?
like see Dara. Dara is the most ADHD fella on this planet.
Yeah.
So see his brand nothing but trouble. It suits him. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
'cause
Because
he's
he
just a
is
mad cunt.
literally
Yes,
not
Big
right,
shout
mate.
out to him.
He's
I
not
saw
right,
him-
mate.
Bastard.
He's not right.
I
He's
saw
not
him
right.
in the.
He's been on here before.
We had
hasn't
him
he?
on, and I chat to him sometimes, and I saw him in the airport. I was boarding, and I saw him sitting in the airport, and he'd had a show I think the night before, and he was travelling somewhere else, and it was like 7 in the morning. He's sitting in Starbucks, and I could tell by looking at him, he loves it.
yeah, yeah.
You could tell he'd been loving it the night before, and he was on
He
his way
still
to
loved it.
love it again.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't
He
loving
loved
it
it.
sitting in Starbucks, but then he was going to
That's
be
what
loving
we
it.
played.
He
We
gets-
played the feeler there with him and Shugs, and us, and we do like a things like Bob. It's basically just on the lineup. It's called Bob, and people's like, what the fuck? But it's called Best of Belfast. Basically,
Right.
the promoter of the gigs who books us over in Belfast, Jill, you might know her. She done this whole concept, so we done the Bob at the feeler, closing it. And we were playing our new tune, and we were round the front. We didn't even realise until after we were playing our new tune. round
having
the
the
front.
moment, don't get me
of
wrong,
our
having the
lives.
moment
Right.
of our lives.
Dara
right?
stroke someone's motorbike helmet, going metal with a motorbike. Shugs baiting the fuck out of a motorbike helmet. Then thought it was like a
But
prop.
me and him went back up. This is what's funny about it. We were down the front of the stage. We went back up and started mixing again. Everything was alright. And then we watched the video back. And next thing, Dara's standing behind us with a helmet on.
The fella
Shug
who
just
owns a
punched him in the
motorbike.
face. The fella who owns a motorbike helmet's over, going like that, taking the helmet off.
Did he
and I
near
going,
took his
"We
head off?
didn't
I
do
actually need to
fuck
show the video after. I'll show you the video
so
after.
funny,
So
like,
funny.
we didn't know a thing, and we were like, "That's so funny."
Yeah, because when you're standing out in front and a tune's dropping, it's hard. Like bar, like I'm saying, I would do this. It's hard to know what to do outside of that. You know, everyone's bouncing around, having fun, but it does
It's
get
like,
the.
obviously we would use the mic and stuff as well when we're
Yes.
DJing. Like we like to put on a bit of a like actual performance instead of just standing there for an hour mixing.
Yeah.
So like it's like when to use a mic the right times, like when to jump on top of decks and all. Do you know?
Will
what I
you
mean?
ever
When the
drop a
ground is-
techno,
it's
techno,
like-
techno on the mic?
What's that?
Techno, techno, techno. One time.
do the wee voiceover.
Come on. Here, on if
We're doing Creamfields tomorrow. You want to do our intro for it?
imagine me at Creamfields. Jesus Christ. I'd have to be like smuggled through. You know, I
we
wouldn't
love
want to
a
get
bit of
dirty
mic
or
action,
anything.
but when we're live because we feel like it's a good way of interacting with fans. You know what I mean? And like
And
giving
mate,
a wee
it
bit
What
always
of
time's the
get
show?
We're
It's
playing
at-
11:30.
I need to be away
11:30.
at 7. What?
I didn't even hear you.
Remix!
Sounded funny, but
Mate, you sound like someone that does a waltzer shit.
Faster, faster for the Master Blaster!
fuck's sake.
Scream if you want to go faster! That was based on a guy. We were in Donegal. There was
Not
a
a bad
guy
impression.
doing the waltzers, and we would just go back every night to listen to him because he was giving it everything, and he was
Nice.
DJing too. Like, but he was
Aye.
not getting the respect he deserved. Like,
I know. I think them guys don't deserve enough credit, mate, because they're sitting there for 12 hours a day at that. Like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm sure they've no voice left. Like,
It's them boys pushing him as well, mate.
aye.
Yeah.
Fuck Emmons, but see the faster pushy something.
I get on all day with my niece, me, and honestly, I'll never get on
Get
one
off
again.
one
Like,
crack
I
on.
can't do anything like that at all.
Fun first?
No. I
What
do see.
was-
Do you ever see
what was
things
it
you get on
we
the
were,
swings, like the big metal swing? I can't even get on them, mate.
Yeah, we were playing Planet Love. Wasn't it Planet Love?
Yes.
Us, Dara got him on the, what was it? Like the big
Aye,
swing.
got
it
me
went
on the hang
literally
recorded, mate.
upside
Put it on
down. mate.
TikTok.
Just
Sick
waiting everywhere.
I
Right,
don't like
right.
doing stuff like that because the fellas that own it don't seem. They just look like us. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
some
but
guy. It's not an
I'd
expert.
actually say that's an insult, mate.
No, but he's not an expert.
And you're putting your trust in him.
I want a boy in his late 50s who just knows what he's doing. It's just some fella in a windbreaker
And
just
see
hitting their
them,
boot.
raids are putting up, mate. They're putting it up in like a day.
Yeah, yep.
Like they're not safe. I
Yep.
don't care what anyone says. Like,
I
they're not
remember
safe.
Planet Fun. It was the big thing out the front, the big like slingshot kind of
I
thing.
remember that.
And a guy went up to it. He might have been like Bulgarian or something. And he went up to it, and there was like a problem, and people were like stuck at the top for only about a second. And we saw him as we were walking in, just boot something, and it started working again. And he didn't change his facial expression.
I
He
think
just
it's
booted
like,
it, and he's like, "That'll do."
see those ones in like Tenerife and Ibiza, them big slingshots.
Yep.
Like they don't get used for like half a year.
Yeah.
And they just turn it on again one day and expect it to go as good as do.
Me and
You
him
know what I
thought
mean?
we
Like,
were
they're not
solving.
safe.
We thought we were solving more mysteries. We were sitting there and we were like, "That slingshot had one off all day."
5 minutes
I swear to
later.
God, as soon as we cracked open the drink, boom,
Our
slingshot
mates,
went off.
when we were in Magaluf recently, a couple of our mates did that, and I
Don't like it,
I
man.
didn't
I
like
don't
it.
like it,
I
man.
didn't like that they were doing that
I just wouldn't.
more than once. Or
See, if
maybe
you
I
get
could-
on
Like,
something like
you'd be
that.
absolutely raging, mate. Imagine you get on a slingshot
You don't like
and that's how you
yourself?
go.
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, yeah.
Fuck me. Imagine I just didn't get on that. Know what I mean?
Your last
Still
word,
be
you're
alive.
your family have to get told that. What did he say when he was dying?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Teddy,
babe.
you're fucking, he's past there. He fell.
No, they were doing. I said, "Boy,
10,000
don't get
feet
on
up the
that."
air, the slingshot.
I was in the
Fuck me.
karaoke bar. Like, I was like,
I don't
do it.
trust him. I don't trust him.
Karaoke bar.
No, slingshot's fucking.
I love karaoke. Like, I love
I don't
karaoke.
trust him. Oh, stitched him up one night with words. Oh, fucking hell.
I love karaoke. Like.
I can't
That's
be
my
a karaoke bar.
I know.
What would
I
you
actually-
sing?
What were we saying?
I didn't say none.
I thought you were going to talk.
He asked me
I was
what-
waiting on you talking. You looked at me like that.
What would you say?
You said you love karaoke. bars. You
Karaoke.
said
What
you don't sing.
would be your
I don't
go-to?
like
like-
singing at
I
them,
don't
but I
sing
like
at them,
looking. I like looking at people making an idiot out of themselves. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, right,
I'm not
right,
a
right.
singer. I'm a spectator.
Yes.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Good point.
So, what are you singing?
I don't go to much karaoke bars.
Mine's Walking to Memphis.
Tune.
But the Mark Home one, because I did get stitched up because in Magaluf I go up to the guy running it, who by the way he's a DJ, but as he's gone. This boy's like 60. you could tell he's been a Magaluf for a long time. We English guy, and he's just doomed. He's just sitting in a booth, and it's hen do's and stag do's. And I asked for a walk to Memphis, and I said the Mark Hone version, right? Specify. Could I walk in Memphis, mate, the Mark Home version? And then that's probably why his head's gone, because people are coming up to him asking for specific versions or something. And I was like that, and he's sweet. And then he gave me the share version. And it's faster, and you don't have enough of a chance to
don't get
to connect with the audio. There's not as much of a journey in that song. No, I fucking loved it. But if it was the Mark Home version, it would have been
even better.
It would have been unreal. I love
Class,
karaoke.
mate. What a tune for it too.
You played in Magaluf before?
Well,
Yes,
we've done 4 shows this year, was
Yeah,
it? Four?
yeah.
Four shows this year in the same club, so it was like a bit of a residency we had.
And will
It's
you
actually funny you say that. The one that me and Sean went over, we went in the karaoke bar in Magaluf.
Did you?
the East Ender, mate? That's where we go.
I just wouldn't even know the name, mate.
Would you
Too far gone by.
when you're doing a set, would you consume a mineral, like, if you know what I mean? Alcoholic
A wee
beverage?
liquor? Should you say? Oh, aye.
Of course we do.
Aye. We always get asked that.
You have a wee beer or two before you go on, and then
Don't ever rip it back out of it, because there's like some shows you're going to do, and there's like you want to remember it.
and
Yeah,
as well, you
pissed.
need to remember as well. You're like it's your reputation as well.
You're
Do
working.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We always leave it until after, like to go proper heavy on the drink.
But if you're doing a set at 11, what time are you starting properly drinking it?
About
Probably
one.
probably about that time. Aye. But
Well, like,
as soon as the set comes on.
say for you're playing 11:30, you'll maybe go down to the venue at like 8:30, 9, and then you maybe have a beer or two.
Well, and there's
and
some
then
shows we
go
don't
on a
drink at
waltzer.
all, but
then you go on the
some-
vodka as soon as you start a set. That's you're on your way.
It'd be more the bigger ones. We'll know it's going to be a big show, or we know it's going to be like a sold out show. But if we're going and doing something where we know, we'll just keep ourselves sweet.
I
Get
know,
up the next
because-
day and come home and just don't go on it. But like, if it's something to celebrate about, we will. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
What's the, like, out of, say, like Magaluf, Ibiza, all those kind of places where people go on holidays, where's, like, the best scene,
Ibiza.
in your opinion?
At Ibiza, I would say like just that the vibe of the place and just the
Mm.
atmosphere in general. There's just something about when you land in Ibiza. Have you ever been to Ibiza?
No. I would like
something
to.
about
You need
like
to. It's just it's
And I
special.
think I'm too, like, when we were in Magaluf, I was like, we enjoyed it, but we're like, we are all too old for this. Whereas Ibiza seems
I
more...
feel like Magaluf's definitely a lot younger, but
Yes.
like, it's a younger crowd.
Yes,
At Ibiza, mate.
whereas
It is,
Ibiza
like-
seems like more laid back, like...
And there's different parts to Ibiza. You can go to the clubby part, or you can go to the old time, mate, where it's
Cafe
a lot more
Del Mar?
chilled out. Yes.
That looks like that would be my thing.
like cats at beside Cafe Mambo, I think. Yeah,
Did you watch the sunrise or
along
the
it.
sun go down?
sunset.
I think it's Cafe Mambo. I think there's a...
Sunset. Well, it depends if you're still on it. You watch sunrise.
I think what I like to do is watch the sun come up, but I get up to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not...
You're not.
I don't want to
staying
have
up.
been out. I'll get up for that
Yeah.
and start my day
Yeah,
It's a good way to start a day. Like,
at like
it's always
6.
better just staying awake, but I'm watching it.
stay on it.
You know what I mean?
I'll big anxiety, like. What
Will kill you.
time will you get up at? If you're on it on a late one? After 9?
Sometimes when senior in the Ibiza, like we went to Ibiza on the Tuesday, and we didn't go to bed the Friday.
Thursday?
I think. Aye, but here that's Ibiza, but you know what I mean.
But no, mate, it is. It's a,
No.
What a spot. Bango, bango. Let's not go any further.
He hasn't been. That's it.
But no, mate, what a spot. There's just something in the air whenever you get over there. But we've done a gig in Malta as well this year, and it was great. It was
Malta's good.
really good, really good.
And
And
it-
we're back next year as well. So
Are people... So sometimes when I go away to do gigs, say like I did Dubai, there was a percentage of people that were there to come see me, and then a lot of people who were just there because they wanted to come and see comedy.
yeah,
So say you do a gig in Malta, are there a lot of people who are coming to see yous, as well as just people who are just there for the music? If that makes sense.
yeah.
Or is
But it's
everyone
more like
fan?
it's like a
Line up,
UK. It was a UK branded festival that
Right.
done the gig in Malta. So there's a lot of people from the UK traveling. So it
Yep.
wasn't like an international crowd. It was
Yep.
actually still more of UK. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that does happen. Like, do you know what I mean? You get people just going. Like, for example, Creamfields. There's obviously going to be people coming for us and just for the music. So
What's the most mental thing you've seen while you're on stage?
While we were on stage,
Like, do you ever look out in the crowd and go,
it's a bit mad.
there's
I
a,
don't know. It's hard one that.
there's a guy, mate. It's not mad, but it's annoying. Every time we play a festival, mate, this guy shows up with a whistle, mate, and like ruins.
Ruins it like.
Like, don't get me wrong, he's a big fan also. I hope he doesn't see us. So, and he's a legend, but the whistle, mate.
We love you, mate.
We love you,
Fucking bin that whistle.
fucking melter.
So he's someone that he comes a lot to the shows a lot.
It's just like you're playing a new tune and the next thing you're like, holy fuck, he's back again.
And then I'm standing there and I'm going, there he is.
And
Does
then
he
there's another
think
guy.
you love it?
Yes.
He's
like,
lads, brought a new one with me this week.
pointing and all.
Fucking big 6-incher won this one.
Honestly, mate.
And then there's a guy brings a fucking blow up palm tree everywhere with him as well.
He's a legend, but
I know, but that's mad. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
mad, I
That's
know.
dedication.
Yeah.
Bringing a blow up palm tree with you.
like,
everywhere.
he's done this for like.
I'd hate it if the whistle guy
he's
came
made
to see me
it
do
legendary,
stand-up.
mate. At the start, I was like, he's mad.
He's
But he's done
actually
it mate,
got
for
a-
about 5 years religiously. Like,
He's got
Same
a Facebook
tree?
page and all
same
that.
one, I think. Oh,
It's actually got a Facebook page with the
Neat.
palm tree. Creamfields, it's a Creamfields palm tree,
Right.
and then he brings it everywhere with him.
Yeah.
Mad.
you just turn around and there it is. There's a palm tree.
What's one like festival or city you want to go to? You're like that would be the shit, like away from here.
We'd love to do like, obviously we've got a good fan base up here in the north, but we'd love to do like a lot more down south, like longitude and stuff.
Yeah.
Playing a lot more festivals down there.
The only one I've done is Electric Picnic. And it's
Class.
brilliant.
That actually was that was that weekend. wasn't it?
Brilliant. It just passed. I didn't
Yeah.
do it this year, but it's unreal.
Looks amazing.
And going outside of like UK, Ireland,
Yeah.
like the scene in Australia, mate, looks amazing. And we feel like once we get there and sort of do our
Like
thing,
our
It's
Totally
just like
fine.
home, but it's warm.
yeah,
That's what it's like.
It's like our sound. I feel like it's just perfect for there, and like it's getting really
energy
popular there.
and yeah, it seems to be our sounds pushing and growing over there a lot
Yeah.
more. So it'd be good to do a tour or something down the lane.
Yeah, and the
something
likes
along-
of America as well.
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah,
like we'll
'cause
be doing that very soon. Like
I almost just think America wouldn't be into that kind of music, but they love it.
they actually do, mate, and that's another place where it's getting more and more popular as well. So yeah, definitely. think
Are
we'll be-
DJs like as a group? Do you find older DJs welcoming? Is it the sort of community where
It's a very good question. That
Older ones
Thank
has
you.
like been in the scene like 20 years, 30 years.
you've actually. I'm
There's a
actually
lot of them
glad
as
you
well,
said that.
mate.
who are we fighting?
Majority of them are cunts.
We played a festival, mate. Right? In
Get off that
Wales.
fence.
We played at a festival, mate, in Wales, right? And there was this guy, and you would probably know his name.
Tom
So
Jones.
I'm not going to know.
Oh,
So he's an old school DJ, right? And we played at a festival, and we were just kneeling down, like before we went up, like just getting
To
our
show
drinking all
respect.
ready, getting the bag and all right. Behind the decks, kneeling down, and he was going to us and all, like, fucking, look at them and all, broken back and all, what's wrong with your back? You don't need to kneel down and all, who do you think you are and all? But
Aye.
we weren't getting on as if like, oh, we're going to turn up here, stand up and everyone's going to go mental. We were literally just getting ready to go. And like he proper, like there was an MC on with him as well, and he was pointing at the MC going, oh, what about them two? It's not, what about them two? And
what sort of accent did he have?
English.
Huh?
English, yeah, he was English, like. That's all you're getting.
But this is what I go back on saying, like the older ones where we're talking about, they've been around a long time and it's like an ego thing with them, and like I call them cunts because they're cunts to us.
I know.
Like because we're two fellas just breaking through, two
Yeah.
young lads, happy as Larry going to do their own thing, and like they've had this stigma around the whole scene, and like it's
I know,
people like
uh,
us just breaking the mould
I-
coming through, you know what I mean?
Just to go
find it
back to
re-
that story as well,
Sorry,
he shook
mate,
your man's
interrupted.
hand, he only had 4 fingers.
Fuck, you're gonna know who it is now.
Paddy McDonald. It's Paddy
I
McDonald.
mean, fuck's sake, I mean, don't say about the fingers, don't say about the fingers, you mean, fuck's sake.
That's what happens when you're a cunt, but you know what I mean?
Frosty, put in Google DJ with 4 fingers.
It's the same scratching.
He's better than your cousin anyway. Oh, fuck. Brilliant.
Not bad.
Love it. Love it.
I mean,
No, I had to get the 4 fingers in there, like, fuck me.
I find that very hard to understand because if you love it, like what you do, surely you want other people
Exactly,
to love
that's,
it too.
and that's the way we always look at it. Like
stand-up
people
was
like
like a-
even younger than us, like we try and help everyone. Do you know what I mean? And,
mate,
like,
stand up used to be like that when I definitely back when I started, and for a good while, older comedians or more experienced comedians, you didn't feel that welcome. You feel like you had to do a certain amount of gigs or be a headliner to sort of even nearly have conversations with them or for them to talk to you, even like you're a comedian.
yeah,
Because at the start you would just be spoken to like you were just a kid or just anyone, and you now I feel like then when people my age started to do well, and everyone saw what we were like when new comedians, then more experienced acts, if they'd come over or whatever, started to be nicer to us. I feel like now,
Yeah, they're not all like
it's really welcome.
the DJing scene. They're not like, don't get me wrong. There's some older people in the scene that are absolute legends.
People,
and
a lot
we've
of
looked
people
up
will
to them,
help
but
you too. A lot of people will help you, mate. A lot of people will be there for you, but like
there's some
you just get
people
an
who've-
energy off someone. You're sitting in a room and you're going, he's just being neat, but I know he doesn't
and
like
it's even
me, you know,
worse
it's one of
as
them
well
ones.
when you've listened to the person like coming up and like think that their music's good and stuff, and then you meet them and you're like, oh, there you go. Know what I mean? You're
I
like,
know.
fuck me, don't even like
I
him
think
more.
as well, people can get jealous of
Yes.
someone like maybe my age and younger
Mm.
when we have been able to use social media to our advantage. There's almost a feeling of like, fuck, well, I didn't have
I
that.
didn't
And you're
have
"That's
that
not our fault."
opportunity. Yeah,
That's not
I know,
our fault.
That's not
I
our
know.
fault.
That's
yeah.
a good. That's a
That
really,
is.
really good point. You know,
I've never thought about
Never
it that
actually
way. Do you
thought
know what I
about
mean?
that.
Like obviously,
like they feel like they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're not like they've been
but at the end of the day, it all
Let
came at
down.
the same time, so they've still got the same opportunity
Yeah,
as
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
else
like a
right now to market
disadvantage.
themselves.
Yeah,
do you know
yeah,
what I
to
mean?
see it as that's what I was looking for. To see
Um,
themselves as a disadvantage, where
Yeah,
just go and do what we do anyway. We've still got a phone.
I know.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, just because you're a bit older doesn't mean you can't learn. We all had to learn still, no matter what age we were.
Harder
So-
to use your phone with 4 fingers.
See, Jim trying to get into it.
Slap it up, mate. Honestly, mate. I hope I never see a guy again, mate. He had me raging the whole day, like.
Foster, do you know who it is? Would I know? Would I know? Yes or no?
You actually would know, you would know, like, just because you're into all that. 4 fingers. Oh, fuck. No, you will. Tell you after.
Right. I'm only into the sound of DJs with missing fingers. That's some music I like. I go, see, sounds like he.
He made that song. Put your middle, put your middle finger.
Put your hands up for Detroit.
Brilliant.
I love. Yeah, I probably love that era. Like that. When I was going out, the dance music was big. Do you know what was a great song? PPK Resurrection. Do you know that?
That's mad, yeah. We actually made the track we made recently actually has a similar vibe to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Would you ever
Nice, yeah.
use me for any a cappella stuff?
100%, mate. Need you? We need you. Have you got music management?
Give me a song
Couple of
and
top
I'll
names.
do it.
Do you ever see the guy that does that? But Fish, like he gets requests and like people send
Have
him
you
voice notes.
Right,
and,
watch
like,
this. Tell me what this is.
Breakbeat.
But
Zombie Nation.
is that good?
Good percussion there, pal.
What's next?
Bam, 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 na 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 na.
There's
Techno.
No limits.
No limits. Too unlimited, no limited.
I used to be unbelievable at the scat man.
I'm the scat man.
Yeah, but then doing all that.
Boogity get.
Right now, if I do this, right?
Bingo bango.
If I do this, right? Don't like be serious, right?
Right.
Like as in, like, don't laugh at me.
It's gonna be hard, like.
Scapple papple,
I was actually trying to hold it together and he went for it straight away. Fuck.
Everyone stutters one way or the other, so check out my message for you. As a matter of fact, will I not hold you back? The scat man can do it, so can you. Everyone's asking about me, scat. Well, I'm a professor and I can tell you. As well as I'm the scat man.
Mate, see when you said I know this guy, I thought you were on about like that. Beep, know the bit where he goes beep, bap, 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 bap. I thought
Yeah, anyone can do
he
that.
actually knew
But can
the
you
rap.
go,
Go ahead. Fucking hell.
Scatman was unreal, like R.I.P.
Do you only have one song? No, you
He
have
actually
two.
died
Scatman's
not that
World.
long ago, didn't he? Not?
I'll tell you the rest. They're not.
Is that that's obviously the biggest one, isn't it? Like.
He had one calling up in Scatman's world.
just
Calling
name
up
them
in
all after himself?
Scatman. Calling up in Scatman's world.
Big fan, are you?
But there was a guy in my youth club used
So
to.
he knows every word.
He knows the whole back catalogue.
There's a guy in my youth club used to think it was. Don't know why I remember this. Probably we're talking 95. We're going on a youth club trip, the Bangor Swimmers, and there was a guy at the back of the bus singing, "Calling up in Scotland, calling up in Scotland's world." So for years I thought it was Scotland world, and then but a Scatman. That guy was fucking wrong. But we just went with him because we were like, he knows it, you know.
That's a tune, like.
That is.
Dead,
R.I.P.
the Scatman,
Scatman, aye. He only died this year.
He was old when that came out. He was old. The Scatman.
Right.
Oh right.
And that was like his only hit.
Yeah, Scatman was the big one. Ba 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 in brackets ba 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 da boop. It actually is.
Ba 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 da boop.
Yeah.
Class.
Right, we'll go back and remix it, mate, and send it over. Do you want us actually?
I don't think anyone's remixed this.
I know
Scatman.
that's what
We'll
why I
do it
thought.
for
Why
you
I was
here.
thinking that. Ba 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 da ba.
I could be your walkout music.
Ba ba da ba.
What's happening, guys? Shane
Mate,
Todd.
I don't think
Beep,
anyone's
ba, ba,
done a
ba,
hard
ba. You
version
know what I
yet,
mean?
or our version. Never been a harder
The
version.
cover of that of the single is brilliant. It's like a face a bit distorted, and there's all this like light inside. I had that CD. I had that single. I fucking loved the Scatman. It felt like there was a summer in like 1995 where there was a heat wave and the weather was like unbelievable. Start of summer to the end, and in my head that's when all those good songs came out. Because I would remember being in my granny's garden, and there was always someone playing because all the gardens met. If that made sense, all the because it was all terraced housing that went like in a square, the back of everyone's house, and somebody was always playing something. That and Two Can Play That Game by Bobby Brown.
Always that
play.
go.
Two can play that game,
Oh,
girlfriend. A body before you leave. Because me and my dad used to go to Tenerife, and on the beach they used to pump out music
Yeah.
and all those songs. Space Cowboy, Jamiroquai,
Yes.
great song.
Go sing that one.
I do
This
know
is
know
the
that.
return of the Space Cowboy.
Ah, yes. Shape
I was
names,
wrong
mate.
there. I was thinking about something else.
Have to
You know what?
please do us
No, I was singing something else.
remix
There.
this Scatman.
I know we will.
We
Yeah, that's
will.
a shout.
Do you have walkout music? Like, do you have a bit of music and all when you
Oh,
walk
definitely,
out?
definitely.
What about bam, bam,
Shane
bam,
Todd,
bam?
beep, bo, ba,
It's a
ba,
scalp
ba.
man.
You know what I mean?
You did Eye of the Tiger there. Did you mean
Is
to
that
do
your
that?
no?
Do you mind shut up? That's
Bam.
fucking...
Bam 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 ba da ba da ba bo. Here, this is easy. I'm buying an 8 foot by 8 foot shed tonight.
But there's one there. We're not using it anymore.
What
yeah,
else?
that
What else
one.
could we mash up? Mash it up. I'm trying to remember more niche old school songs. Son of a Gun. JX,
Yes.
Son of a Gun.
Dun, 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 dun.
That was a wee bit like Indian Bollywood movie there. Dun, 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 dun.
That's the Indian version.
Son of a Gun, JX, Son of a Gun. That
Tune,
could-
That's a
mate.
tune,
What
mate.
a
we could make that into something.
Definitely.
Yes.
I love the way you said we.
Bum,
Like
bum,
you're
bum,
almost
bum,
involved
bum,
now.
bum,
Know what I mean?
bum, 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 bum. Get ready for the drop. Boom.
Whistle man.
Blow my whistle. DJ Quicksilver.
You better not
What's
be
been the
out of
gig for
Marley.
you, mate? That you've went right? Fuck me.
This is it.
Things are changing.
In that kind of way. The first time
turning
I did
point moment, like a turning point
We
moment.
were just like
Mandela
right.
Hall.
Yeah.
Selling at Mandela Hall.
Class.
Because all my mates, everyone thought it was mental. Too big. The venue's
Oh,
too
you
big.
took a risk in, and that's why it was
Oh,
even,
right,
the reward was
right,
even better.
class,
Yeah. Love that,
right.
mate.
Yeah.
I didn't know what you
Good
mean.
shit.
by
And
that,
I was
however, that's
doing that,
class.
you know, every time it went up, there was always, and it wasn't like other comedians being like slabbering, it was more just like out of concern. They were like, you don't want to
Made
put
their
this on
eyes.
that doesn't sell.
Mm.
Because it was like that with Mandela, then Ulster Hall was the next one. Everybody's like, are you sure? And I wasn't like,
Now you're
but
doing the SSE, aren't
I
you?
wasn't scared to give it a go. Yeah,
Class, mate.
yeah.
That's
But I
unreal.
wasn't scared to give it a go, and it all kind of just worked out.
Mm. It's all about that one risk you take at the start,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's like
yeah,
us with
yeah,
even
yeah.
doing a show, like we were like, right, we need to get our headline show. Once we done our headline show in Belfast as well, we sold it out. Like it changes things, but you have to take that risk. That one
Yeah,
risk,
yeah, yeah.
I know.
You know,
And it's scary at the start
fucking
because you're
shit
like,
yourself.
And you'd rather take a risk when it doesn't work than go, I never took it. You know.
I know.
There's a saying: you only shoot the, you don't miss the shots that you miss.
Very, very.
If you
Very
work that
true.
out, it'll be alright.
He started laughing. He made it. That was a really good inspirational quote, mate. He ruined it there for you. Like,
What
what was shite, mate.
what shows have you got coming up? Like what's the next big?
Yes,
Over here.
Over here, we've got big one. We're doing an open and close in the Telegraph. We've only done one.
What does an
before.
open and a close
An open
mean?
and close
Guess in the
means
middle?
like there's no lineup, so we're doing the whole nights from start to finish. So
5 hours,
5
just us.
hours of just Symmetrik. We done it
What time
in
will it start
January.
at?
It starts
Half
at
9 to half
10.
2. Yeah.
But last one.
That better be morning to afternoon.
Mate, see, before we done the last one, we were like, this is gonna be a lot, because we and him literally jump if you've seen our videos, we jump up and down for an hour straight. So we're like, how the fuck we'll go do this for 5 hours?
Yeah, no.
But we got to the end of the 5
Well,
hours
you
and we looked
could've
at each
done
other and we were
another
like, man, I could do this for an hour 5.
Would the
know.
boys consider a wee foam roller where people can't see it? Stretch
We
it
manage
it
out.
back.
we do a mixture. I gotta sleep here for 5
Yeah.
minutes, back up again. But no, mate, that's the buzz. Like it's just
5 hours.
because the whole night's building up, and you're building the whole night as well. Like you're starting from an empty room, and then you're seeing people coming in, and then like people's coming in at the start with your merchandise, and then next thing the whole room,
Taking the room on a journey.
and then
aren't
you're building the music up. Do you know what I mean? So it's just
I
it's
can't
class.
to
Like,
do this, Scott, man.
you
At
You have to
9.
come and do
At
that.
9.
well, I come out and do it live,
That's
sing
what I
it,
mean.
and then just crack a wee joke at the end, then split.
Oh, everyone will walk out.
To go buy tickets for the SSE Arena, 9th and 15th of November.
I love it,
Mate,
mate.
no,
5
no
hours.
way you can come. No, what I used to love what you done, mate. No, at their impression of a footballer. It's like Ronaldo.
Ah,
or something.
yes.
It's like Glenn Torrance saying it was like years ago.
Yes,
Oh,
me and him
you-
fucking
on
love
one
that.
Outside-
condition, mate,
outside
you
Glen
come out,
Torrance,
Mervyn.
and you come out as Mervyn, mate.
Mervyn.
Mervyn. Oh,
I
mate,
remember-
that's a belter.
I remember
That
that.
video was a leak.
That's a
Comedy
long time
goal, like.
ago.
Oh,
Come
mate,
out by
we
Glen
loved it.
Torrance,
We
kept
still
them
watch
all.
it. We pull it up every now and again just to watch it.
Yeah.
Fuck me, hilarious. Love it.
God, I forgot about that. Maybe I should re-edit it. See,
Yeah,
that's
actually
what I
should,
started
mate.
doing at the start of lockdown, was re-editing old videos and putting subtitles on, maybe cutting the length down. And that's why you're saying about you just started working hard at the start of that. Like me too. Like that was a time where people either just stopped or really went for it.
Exactly. I hope
put
everyone
that
thought the
video
world
back
was ending, fuck's sake.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But we were loving it. We were just in our own wee bubble, just making music, and like we were. It actually gave us a feel a bit more comfortable as well in the scene, because we were like trying to make music and weren't really getting that many gigs, so no one was getting any gigs.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
loved it.
Telegraph feels like a home now of dance here.
Yeah.
Big time.
We've done a lot of venues in the UK, mate. Like obviously it's cut its own, but like even if you placed that venue anywhere,
Yeah.
it would still have the same effect. I think it's something
Yeah.
about it, man.
It's just the whole look of it as well, and
Yeah.
high underground it looks, and it's like it's an old printing office. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
It's almost like Printworks in London. No, not to that
Right.
extent, but it's like that
got
sort
that
of vibe
vibe,
about
like
it.
a character about it, because
Yeah,
it is an
yeah.
old printing office, you know. So it's like anywhere like that with a bit of character. I think with the music that we make
And the
play,
Belfast crowd as well. Do you know
it
what I mean?
just all comes into one, and it just adds
Yeah.
special. Like
We just bring any guests out or anything like that?
We do have a couple of things
we're
planned.
gonna bring a scalp man out.
Melvin.
4-finger DJ.
Aye, he'd not be coming, like he'd be getting battered.
Tell you what,
I swear.
tell you what,
I
there
hope
will
we
be a
don't
whistle
ever
and a
see him
palm tree.
again,
I
like.
know that. You get like last thing. Do you get like? I assume DJs and musicians don't get like hate online or anything like that.
You would now and again, like you would get people like just.
But in what way? I can understand someone being like, "You're not that's not funny," talking to a comedian.
Yeah, it's
But what in what way would
it
they?
just seems to be whenever like you get that post that goes viral. So your viral post goes under the eyes of people who aren't into what you do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So they're the ones who's going to comment with a hate.
Like you get people
You
just
know?
even going like, look at the state of your haircuts, or like use your two fruits, or like your tunes are shit, or like just.
I know it's just.
I'm gonna stop commenting.
Go
fucking
ahead.
knew that was you.
Any more?
He started crying.
Come on, get normal.
Can't hike them all out.
And there's I feel like a great thing with the dance music scene is it's very cross community,
Yes.
and there's no, you don't even think about it, like even like you playing field, like maybe 15-20 years ago, even maybe that doesn't happen.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
You're right.
And I've seen rappers, a couple of guys did like something at a bonfire recently, and one guy's wearing a Rangers
Seen
top,
that,
the other
mate.
guy's
Yes.
wearing a Celtic top.
Yes.
So it feels like music is helping to bridge that
It
gap
does,
a good
mate.
bit
It
as well.
does definitely bring people together. Like, definitely does. And just even at the feeling, like you see people from the other side traveling over to go and watch it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean as well?
yeah,
And like
yeah.
even that as a person
It's
in
the
the
same with
crowd,
the
you
stand-up
probably
there too.
wouldn't. No one would have felt confident.
Would you
maybe
get
10
people
years
from
ago,
everywhere
do you?
even doing stand up or too?
Oh yeah, I've done field in some part like last 4 years or something.
Class,
Whether
mate.
it's my own show or jumping on at someone
Yeah.
else's, and someone will ask the crowd near the start of the night, you know, who's from here, who's not, where have you travelled from?
Yeah.
And people are coming from all over.
And see, at the end of the day, people going to where it's like stand up or a gig, they're all going to have a good time at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
it doesn't
and-
come into it.
Yeah, and you can talk about any. You don't need the.
Doesn't need to be about that. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It doesn't.
No,
doesn't
and if
even need
someone
to
was,
be brought up.
if someone was very like from a very nationalist background or a very loyalist back, they don't have to hide it at those gigs.
Exactly.
Like I think in the space of a month, I did Tuckmona Social Club, the PD, the Roddies, all these small like social members type clubs around Belfast, and all the gigs were unreal. And you
Class.
could have done the same set at them all. And there can be a thing of people being like, "Oh, you have to watch yourself there," or saying
What
this
they're
and saying
saying
that.
and what they're saying.
And those are the ones where you can have a laugh at them
Mhm.
more than anywhere.
Exactly.
You know, you might think at the fella, oh, you know, you can't talk badly on this or that, or they'll be sensitive. They want it.
That's
you
what
know,
you're to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lads, I'm busting for a pace here. Stop us here, we
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, no, we're good. So we'll put the we'll put the link to that to the your Belfast show in the
Thank you,
description of the
mate.
episode.
We'll finish this off.
Yeah, you go.
Don't want there.
We'll keep rolling. You should go solo. You should go solo. He was saying you have a shit haircut.
Is that what he was saying when I wasn't here?
Yeah. He went like it when he was saying it.
I knew he was going to get it as soon as he walks out. Right, let me start telling all secrets here.
Yes. Me and
Hold on to
you.
get my phone.
Me and you.
Right, Shane. Once.
Because here's the thing: if the technology cuts out, doesn't matter.
That's it. We've still got the scat man. How do you say I'm a scout man? Scout man? Scat man?
I'm the scat man.
Scat. Scat man.
Scat.
Scat.
Yeah.
Right. Scat man.
So listen to this,
Scat.
and then I just do this by itself.
Ah, you're off key here.
Right, go again then.
Ready?
Let's get ready.